Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nick Soltani. I'm a registered migration agent at Soltani and Associates. Today, I'm going to talk about a very interesting AAT case. Administrative Appeals Tribunal is an appeal case that I won about 10 days ago at the AAT. This case basically was one of my very old cases since 2000 and I believe 17. It has taken 4 years for the entire process to go through. The case revolved around a 482 or a TSS visa, which involved basically nominating an applicant for a position in the business. The position was a student counselor. Typically, by the definition, the student counselor occupation is a job that is undertaken at an educational institution and is not at a private entity. In this case, the applicant worked for a student recruitment agency. So she was in charge of recruiting students from various countries, providing support to the students and their parents, basically listening to their grief and providing help and support for newly arrived students in Australia. It was the view of the Immigration Department that the nomination for the occupation cannot be approved simply because it's not in an educational environment. Contrary to that, it is in a private entity which is unrelated to the definition. But this case actually had very unique circumstances around it, and in that the employer was extremely supportive of the visa applicant, and it was evident to me that the visa applicant is pivotal in the entire business operation. So the visa applicant basically had a major role in the business operation. So it was critically important that we could actually win this case. I was prepared to even take this case to the Federal Circuit Court, if need be, or to the minister himself for the purpose of remitting this application to the Immigration Department with the direction that this should be, this nomination should be approved. So we provided a large body of documents. I provided a very supportive submission to explain that, yes, we do understand that this occupation is generally taking place at an educational institution, such as a university or a college. Generally at the university, they require a student counselor who can provide counseling services to the students who have problems. Could be anything from depression to personal issues, marital issues, money issues. So in this case, we provided a large body of documents to demonstrate that this person actually does provide a supporting role to the students. And in that sense, this occupation is important for the business, and the nomination should be approved. As you can see on the decision record, the tribunal decided that they want to set aside the decision by the Immigration Department not to approve the nomination, and the member decided that the nomination should be approved. Obviously, when we apply for a TSS visa, we apply for the nomination and the visa at the same time, which is typically how we practice. In this case, the visa had been refused as well, and we had taken the nomination and the visa at the same time to the tribunal. The member who was reviewing this application or applications was the same member. Both the nomination refusal and the visa refusal was heard on the same day at the same time. Obviously, when the nomination gets refused, the visa is also refused as a consequence of the nomination refusal. Once the nomination has been substituted with an approval, it will signal the immigration department that the visa should be reconsidered for an approval as well. In this case, we're quite certain that the visa will be approved because the visa applicant does have all the merits for the visa approval. Once the nomination was substituted by the tribunal, the visa has gone back to the department for reconsideration and approval. This visa, this 482 visa or TSS visa is for a temporary or a short-term stream, which is 2 years. At the end of the 2 years, it can be renewed by another 2 years. So this person can basically obtain up to 4 years of a visa. We are very delighted about the outcome. I have heard a lot of my colleagues who basically have tried to appeal similar cases or similar occupation at the tribunal, and they all failed. In this case, I had actually prepared a long time ago a large body of documents, supporting evidences, as well as a very strong supporting submission to explain the entire situation and how beneficial is this person to the business and how beneficial is that business to the Australian economy. There were cases in the past that some of my other colleagues and peers have been trying to demonstrate the benefit to Australia, which didn't work. I remember a case at the Federal Circuit Court from top of my mind. The judge at the Federal Circuit Court decided that the Australian economy is too large and comparison cannot be made. A small business does not contribute significantly to the Australian economy. Therefore, a visa should not be approved for that person. But in this case, I am quite delighted to announce that this visa, this nomination was favorably decided by the member, and it was substituted with an approved nomination. Just wanted to put this out there for those who are interested in a similar case for a TSS visa who either has been refused if you have self-managed your visa and it's been refused by the immigration department. Maybe we can help. In a lot of cases, we have been able to basically help those who had their visas rejected, or sometimes my clients come to me from day one, and then we know that this case will be refused. In this case, I knew that this case will be refused at the departmental level because the department will most likely refuse cases like this. They are more interested in determining what the tribunal is going to decide, and they will pass the responsibility onto the tribunal. And if the tribunal decides that these visas or nomination should be approved, they will not contest that, and they will approve the nomination and the visa. So in this case, we knew that this is going to end in tribunal. It was a very good outcome for my clients because the entire process took about 4 years. Had this visa been approved in 2017, my client's visa would have run out by 2019. And then subsequently, if we had renewed it for another 2 years, it would have been ended pretty much into 2021. And then my client had to leave Australia. But given the fact that we waited for department for nearly 1 year, my client went on a bridging visa and then another 3 years to go to the tribunal. My client now has 4 years of work experience in Australia, plus another, hopefully 4 years on the 482 visa, an entire 8 years. And by then we will find another way for her to stay in Australia permanently. So if you are in similar situations, please do not hesitate to contact us. If we feel that you have merits and the circumstances, your circumstances yield probably a good prospect of appealing this case or your case at the tribunal, we will happily help you and provide sufficient advice to get you across. Look forward to seeing you in our office. Feel free to contact us on WhatsApp, or just give us a call on 04270 92262. As you can see, the contact details are in the background, or drop us an email with your issue, and we'll get back to you. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in another video soon.